a pretty decent summary of it. Zion is putting Miss Rachel, but not Nick Fuentes on the dumb list. How does it feel to get mocked by Miss Rachel? I will go to war for Miss Rachel. I will fight battles for Miss Rachel. Yeah. Also, let's be real. I fell off this year. I am not even in the mentions for top anti-Semite of the year this year, which is pretty devastating, I must admit. Stop Anti-Semitism. It's that time of the year. 2025 Anti-Semite of the Year. Vote for your top 3 candidates by Friday, December 12th. Tucker Carlson, Miss Rachel, Guy Christensen, Marsha Cross, I don't know who that is, Bryce Mitchell, Cynthia Nixon, Cenk Uygur, Anna Kasparian, Stu Peters, and Calla Walsh. And it's awesome because, like, this list literally has, first of all, they decided no more DEI, okay? It's clear. They were like, oh, we got to go after the whites, okay? We got to go after the white anti-Semitism. That's number one. Number two, how is Nick Fuentes not even on the list? Like, what the fuck? For those of you questioning why Fuentes wasn't on this year's list, we have been monitoring Fuentes' anti-Semitism since 2019. While he was a finalist a few years back, his absence for this year's cycle does not erase his anti-Semitism. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. They're like, no, we've been monitoring him. Like, you put Miss Rachel before Nick Fuentes? You're a fucking psycho. Also, no Hasan, I fell off. Let's be real. Was Candace ever on the list? Yes, Candace beat me. I was number 2. I was number 2 last year, and Candace was number 1. She beat my ass. Anyway, you fell off, goat. Defamation is essentially legal in the U.S., but if we lived in a country with real defamation laws, Miss Rachel would have a very strong case against these people. Are they trying to self-sabotage? Why Miss Rachel? I need you to understand something, and I mean this very sincerely. This person is mentally ill. There is no way to try and understand what's going on here beyond she is a deeply mentally ill person. Like a person who has some very, very serious mental health complications, okay? No disrespect to the mental illness chatters, okay? But this is like, this is a person who is deep in the throes of, it's one person. It's not a real organization. It's like one psychopath from Long Island, and she's been on, I think she was on like CNN or something the other day too. Like, it's not, it's a real, it is a really insane thing. Okay. She is like one mentally ill wine mom from Long Island. And the problem is, I think this is what happens when you have like schizophrenic tendencies, and instead of like getting the adequate healthcare and the adequate like mental health, people around you basically lean into it, and they just say like, no, queen, you're doing the best thing. You keep posting. Please don't stop posting. And like, this is what happens. She's getting validated by other people who also have that same kind of brain worm, if that makes sense. In my experience, from what I have seen, is this her? I don't think this is her. I think she might have hired someone. I think she's a brunette. I don't think she's blonde. So she may have hired someone else to do this for her, or maybe it is her. I don't know. I feel like she's a little bit older than this lady. Yeah, she's like a brunette lady that's older than this chick. But my point is, the Hasbara operation all around the world, but especially in the United States of America, heavily relies on people's worst mental health complications. My mom thinks Miss Rachel is a legit anti-Semite, and it fucking sucks. Yeah, I think Miss Rachel is a great example of, like, if you think that she is in any way, shape, or form anti-Semitic, you might be too far gone. Like, I don't think there's any salvaging that. If that's the level of like propaganda that has been beamed to your consciousness, I don't think you can return from that. I think you just got to kind of give up on your mom. It is what it is. Focus on other stuff. Focus on other areas of agreement, and I guess like maintain a relationship and try to navigate it to the best of your ability. But I don't think you're ever going to be able to pull her off that ledge when it comes to Zionism. I thought you said anyone could change your mind. Yes, but also there's a finite amount of hours and only so much that you can do. Just because I believe that anyone can be redeemed or anyone can have their minds changed doesn't mean that you should literally spend every waking moment and exhaust yourself and all of the limited time that you have on someone who you cannot change the mind of. I don't think it's a no contact situation. Like I said, I will never advocate for like no contact unless it's like actually actively hurting you. You know what I mean? Like being around people is like actively a burden on your life. It's just that sometimes it's okay to give up on family members. I would say that giving up on your family members, like if you're Jewish and you have older Jewish relatives who are just like they're out here saying like Miss Rachel is anti-Semitic. Like I understand if you have older Jewish relatives and they think I'm anti-Semitic. My name is Hasan, right? Like I get that. I'm not an anti-Semite, but it doesn't matter. Like I can understand why like an older person could, an older Jewish person, especially that has like seen a lot of Zionist propaganda and internalized it. Like I can understand why that person could arrive at that conclusion, especially with the Islamophobia. Having said that, if you are thinking that white lady Miss Rachel, whose biggest crime is basically saying all children should be saved and protected, including Palestinian children, and that is like, if that's like anti-Semitic to you, that means you are too far gone, you are too lost. You know, it might be time to just not. You just save your energy elsewhere. I think you can have a lot more success elsewhere. Yeah, let's get to the Stop Anti-Semitism list. Like I said, Stop Anti-Semitism came out with the Anti-Semites of the Year list, 2025 Anti-Semite of the Year. Vote for your top 3 candidates by Friday, December 12th. And I have to come to the conclusion that I am washed. I am the most washed I have ever been in my career. Obviously, last year I lost to Candace Owens. I got second place with Greta Thunberg in third. And neither myself nor Candace Owens nor Greta Thunberg is on the list this year. And I guess it's because Stop Anti-Semitism has a policy of no repeats or something, which I think is really strange. What do you mean no repeats? Like, oh, sorry, you won one Oscar. You can't win again. Okay, what's the point? What's the point of doing anti-Israel content if you can't win every year for being the best at anti-Semitism? It's weird to me that like they have this kind of policy anyway. But yeah, this is a pretty decent summary of it. Zionist putting Miss Rachel but not Nick Fuentes on the dumb list. Like maybe she should make up for that by doing like lifetime achievements or something. You know what I mean? Or like a Hall of Fame or something. Because like a lot of people were mad. For those questioning why Nick Fuentes wasn't on the list this year, we have been monitoring Nick Fuentes' anti-Semitism since 2019. While he was a finalist a few years back, his absence from this year's cycle does not erase his anti-Semitism. Rather, it allows us to focus attention on other individuals who are spreading hate, i.e., we do not recycle candidates from year to year. I think they should branch out and be like, who's the sexiest anti-Semite? You know what I mean? Like maybe do like new categories, and it's not just like, maybe do a new way of just like adding additional anti-Semites. Like what's the biggest like edge case? You know what I mean? Maybe they could just be like, who's like the worst liberal Zionist? You know what I mean? Like who is the worst at like someone who is very clearly pro-Israel but thinks like some of the things that Israel is doing is bad, you know? Like you could do a category specifically for that where you're like not sufficiently pro-Israel, which means you're anti-Semitic. Yeah, the most Jewish anti-Semite, you could do that. Yeah, you could do like an entire category just for like Jewish anti-Semites, you know? Bro didn't win back to back and already inventing new categories. I'm just saying like the fact that I got nominated and then didn't win means that I should at least be nominated again, because I'm going to try. Secret Hamas member category. That's a good one. I like that. Most anti-Semitic Israel supporter. Oh, they could do. Yeah, that's a good one. Most likely to become an anti-Semite, as in like someone who is currently pro-Israel, but like maybe too critical of Benjamin Netanyahu. Someone who's like, Benjamin Netanyahu's good, but also I think maybe he should dial it back. And it's like, oh, that's most likely to be anti-Semitic next year. Like rising star. Yeah, anti-Semitic rising stars. Do you see what I mean? You'd be so mad if you were to lose to Adam Friedland. I would be mad because I've tried so hard. I've been trying so fucking hard. Yeah, lifetime achievement for anti-Semitism. There are so many different wonderful categories that this weirdo could create. For some fucking weird reason, she doesn't put her whole heart into it. And it's very frustrating. It's like, you can do better. You can literally do better. Anti-Semitic in remembrance. Yeah. Who are some of the top anti-Semites that passed this year? You know, I'm just wondering if we can go around calling whoever we want anti-Semitic. Why aren't we expanding the umbrella to Zionists whose whole political ideology relies on intensify harm to Jews Israel needs to exist because Jews aren't safe anywhere. Endeavors to blend in the lines between Zionism and Judaism so people incorrectly conflate the two. Yeah, okay, that's boring. Leora Reznichenko is definitely an anti-Semite. Also, she appeared currently getting sued by multiple people across the country. Wait, they're suing her? That's also anti-Semitism. If you get defamed by this psycho woman from Long Island who has been able to present herself as like a serious institution somehow, like a credible institution, even though it's just like one psycho lady. If you are suing this one lady from Long Island for defaming you, you are the biggest anti-Semite. Most anti-Semitic IDF vacation locations, yes. Thailand, Greece. Okay, 30 under 30 anti-Semites. I like that. She's just one person. She can't plan this whole award show by herself. We're trying to help her. We're trying to help her. We're trying to help her. Why Thailand? I don't know. I see a lot of like posts about how like IDF veterans love going to fucking Thailand, and apparently Israeli tourists are so goddamn annoying in general. They're somehow even worse than American tourists, which is quite difficult, right? So basically what happened is they literally have like no Israelis like placards and stuff. Yeah, they have like they have grown a real distaste for Israeli tourists. True, I went to Thailand this summer, and brother, they made American tourists look Japanese in terms of being well behaved. Yeah, there'll be like no Israeli signs and stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, We Are Charlie Kirk live performance would go hard at the award show. Yeah, JD Vance performs We Are Charlie Kirk at the award ceremony. Dude, the sky is the fucking limit. I swear to God, you could have so much fun with this award show. Okay? Guys, I know I'm never going to win another industry award ever again. Okay? Partially because of shit like this. So at least let me have something. Okay? Let me have this award. Leora, I'm begging you. Please grow this award show and make it into the beautiful award show that I know it can be. Okay? I'm not just saying that because I am never going to be invited to like the Streamies or the Video Game Awards or any number of different award shows like that ever again, and ever going to win it ever again. Let's be real. And this is my only opportunity to win an award. But I think you have an opportunity here. You have an opportunity here to grow this thing, okay? Reminder that Stop Anti-Semitism is just one unhinged lady with an internet connection. In a sign of how serious our legacy media is, the New York Times took her assertion that Miss Rachel is funded by Hamas seriously. Yeah, and Jake Tapper hosted her on his show as an expert on hate. Like, think about that, dude. That's how psychotic it is. You can be one cyber stalker, okay, with a deep mental illness. And if you're doing it at the behest of Israel, you can go on CNN and New York Times. Like, think about that. That's how much legitimacy you get. That is how much institutional legitimacy you get. You can be a literal freak. This is the type of shit that under different circumstances, if she was like disinvested in like, you know, video games being anti-woke or something, right? Video games being too woke. If she did this exact same thing, which many people do on the internet, like if I was one of these lolcow autists online, and I spent the last decade harassing female video game journalists and finding and figuring out which developers in my favorite video game franchise were trans and just like doxing them. And then I see this one psycho from Long Island literally get like institutional credibility, go on Jake Tapper, go on the New York Times, and have all of these like reputable media institutions treat this person like super sincerely, as though they're a serious figure, as though they have like something serious going on. I'd be pretty pissed. There are dudes out there who are just as sweaty, who are just as gross as this one lady, and they've spent the last decade on Kiwi Farms and 4chan cyber stalking people, which they call A-logging, right? A-logging people, and they get no credibility whatsoever. They get no recognition for their work. Meanwhile, she's getting all the recognition for doing this for like what, 5 years now. I don't know how many years she's been doing it. But yeah, that is real. Like that part, I'm being sarcastic about a lot of stuff here and joking about a lot of stuff here, but except for this thing, which is that this one psycho has been, reported on as though she is a serious figure invested in targeting and combating anti-Semitism in America. That is insane. That's insane. My point is, when it comes to Israel, all bets are fucking off. And these reputable institutions that are supposed to have some veneer of credibility, that are supposed to be first and foremost invested in informing the public, drop all remaining standards. And they behave in the most insane ways. How does it feel to get mocked by Miss Rachel? I am a fedayeen for Miss Rachel. I will go to war for Miss Rachel. I will fight battles for Miss Rachel. I think it's insane that, nobody really takes this shit seriously, as you can probably tell from the fact that we're all joking about it. And I'm genuinely offended that I wasn't brought up this year as even a candidate after getting second place last year. But yeah, Miss Rachel's awesome.